Hello and welcome. You might see me periodically going like this, reaching out like that. I'm not showing myself on camera because, to be honest, I still feel better than I have been the last few days, but still really trying to find my not can opener. I was looking at the can opener. My peeler. My peeler, I think, is in the dishwasher, so I'm gonna have to get that out in a minute. But we are going to make my version of the Thai coconut soup with leaving the coconut out and have it still be absolutely delicious. You can do what I do right here and preset everything and let it just simmer on low for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And that lets the flavors infuse. I was just breaking up my onion. That's about the equivalent of half an onion that I had pre-chopped and frozen. Then we're going to take some chicken broth. I'm trying to decide if I want 1 can or 2. And instead of white beans, I'm going to be using black beans. And then I have my carrots, which I'm going to shred or chop. I haven't decided yet. And potatoes. And then, of course, I will finally chop some spinach to go with it as well. I'm very limited on counter space, so I'm trying to be very careful and sparing on what I do. Chicken is in the microwave because, of course, I can't have red meat. And then I didn't want to buy mussels just to make this because this is one where they suggest you can use it with mussels. And this says lime, but instead of lime, I might do a little bit of like orange juice to give it that little orange kick. Especially since when I get ready to make it, that was just a tablespoon of our garlic aioli, so I can actually flavor the chicken when it gets done. We're going to use the mango curry a little bit too. So this is just to get the broth going. I'm going to chop the chicken up when it's done, and it's just going to get thrown in. And it's going to all cook one temperature. It's not even on yet. It's one of those, you get it all in the pan, and you let it simmer for about an hour to 2 hours. And it will cook everything all the way through. I'll be right back. I need to grab my potato peeler. Okay, I'm back. I'm just peeling my potatoes and setting them up here off to the side. I got 2 more to peel. I know, peeling potatoes isn't very fun, but it's one of those, if you want to cook, you kind of need to do it. Especially if you want to make something good. And I'm only using 3 potatoes, that way I have enough potatoes when it comes for Thanksgiving. And tomorrow, I'm going to start my cooking for Thanksgiving. I'm going to make my rolls, my deviled eggs, and my 2 pies. I am using our pumpkin pie mix, and I'm going to make that. Give me 1 minute. I'm finished peeling this, and I will get the pumpkin pie mix to show you. Let me grab that. That is right here. Our delicious pumpkin pie mix. I'll be making this tomorrow. We'll stick that back off to the side. Stick our other potato right there. And I'll be back once I'm done peeling this one. Okay, I'm back. Now I'm just going to grab a knife. And I'm going to show you the size potatoes that we want for this. Don't mind my cutting skills. They're not the best. We want to go about maybe like this size for the potatoes. And it's just going to get thrown in there as well. Everything's going all in one pot. And that's the joy of... and you see here, kind of right here, I pulled out some peppers as well because I decided peppers would be good to go in it as well. It actually calls for peppers on the package. So, if you want to make it per the directions on the package, it says dice 1 large unpeeled sweet potato. I'm using normal potatoes. about 2 cups worth. Place in the epicure steamer. Cover it in the microwave on high for 6 minutes or in the wok. Combine seasoning with 2 cups of hot water and 1 can of coconut milk. I'm leaving the coconut milk out, and my water is going to be substituted with chicken broth. So we're going to be full of flavor. And then it says I can add 2 cups of bok choy. I'm leaving that out. Instead of bok choy, we're adding all these wonderful vegetables. And then it says you can add tofu to it as well. It recommends the tofu. And all the instructions I'm following are right there. But I'm not really following them this time. I'm kind of doing it my own. So once I'm done chopping these potatoes, I'm just going to do the same with the carrots and the peppers, and they're all going to get thrown in there as well. So I will be back once I'm done chopping everything up, and I'll show you. Okay, as you see here now, I've started cutting up my peppers, and I'm going to cut them up to where they're about like this size. That way if family wants to pick them out, they can, and they're just going to get thrown into the pot. And they're going to cook down with everything else. So absolutely delicious. So I will have orange and yellow and maybe a red pepper in there as well. So there is that. And then when it comes to the carrots, I have decided I'm just going to go like this and finally do this. So I'm going to like that. And these are already little baby carrots. So just little thin slices, and it'll cook through. So when I'm ready to do the seasoning and the broth and that, I will be back. Okay, there again, this is about the size I'm cutting the carrots up to, and they're just going to get tossed in. I'm going to do maybe 1 or 2 more carrots because I'm really the only carrot lover in the family. But this is going to be a delicious meal. At least I hope it's delicious. I haven't made this one yet. This is the first time making this one. And I'm making it my own way instead of using coconut milk. Granted, I can have my husband pick up the coconut milk, but nah. So we have our carrots, our potatoes, our onions, and 1 yellow, orange, and red pepper in our pot here, along with a tablespoon of garlic. So now we got all those peppers in. We're going to wait to do the spinach. So hold off on the spinach. Now comes the fun part. Let me wash the carrot and potato off my hand. There we go. So now comes the fun part. I'm going to strain my beans. And my kitchen is that small that I was literally right next to the sink. Because I don't want the juice from the beans. I just want the beans. So we're going to rinse them till they run clear. Now your beans run clear, add those to the pot. So now we got all that with the beans. I'm going to put my lid back on my carrots. Now I'm done with the carrots. And you see the rice here? Well, you kind of can't. The rice right here, the brown and the white. We're going to add a tiny bit of that, maybe a half cup of each, right before it gets done cooking. Because it's going to take maybe 12 minutes for the rice to fully cook with the brown rice. So now, I need the can opener too. I'm going to open up my chicken broth. I'm going to start with 1 can, and if I feel like I need the other one, I will add it. And I would use our vegetable broth, but I want to save that and use it for Thanksgiving because I don't have much left of that, so I'm just using the canned. And I'm thinking I'm going to need the other one as well. So we're going to use the other one. So we're going to use both cans. And our chicken is actually finished defrosting, so I'll pull that out and cut that up here soon as well. I'm just going to cut that up into bite-sized pieces. Now, before I get to the Thai coconut soup, this just has garlic on it. Let me scrape the rest of the garlic into the bowl or the pan. Dry it on there. There we go. I'm going to come in with maybe a half a tablespoon of our mango curry, which is absolutely wonderful. It smells like top ramen to me, but it tastes absolutely amazing. So we're going to add that in there. And now we're going to come in. I'm going to use our epicure scissors. Look at how wonderful. These are on sale for 20% off right now. They're extremely sharp. They work good for cutting meat. Although I use a knife. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, yummy. All those spices in there. We're going to pour all that in there. Woo! Step back so I don't sneeze. Whew, because I caused a whirlwind. This has red bell pepper, tamarind powder, inactive nutritional yeast, organic coconut palm sugar, garlic, salt, organic maltodextrin to help thicken it up, basil, chives, sea salt, ginger, and organic lime powder and chilies. And this does contain soy, so if you're one that needs to watch your soy content or you can't have soy, this one's probably not for you. So I got that, all that's right there. Let me kind of clean up my little mess on the side here. Okay, my scissors right there. Let me grab the chicken real quick, because our chicken is defrosted. There we go, here's our chicken. And with our epicure scissors, you don't have to use the epicure scissors, but I'm going to cut them into bite-sized pieces. And that way we're going to have chicken all throughout. And when I say bite-sized pieces, they're about this big. And so those would go right in there as well. Don't worry about everything being raw. It will cook perfectly in about an hour to 2, because I'm going to simmer on low to medium, and it's going to be perfectly cooked and delicious. I've done it this way before with the stews, and it is amazing. So I'm going to finish cutting up the chicken, and when I get ready to turn on the stove and I have everything stirred together, I will show you what it looks like. Okay, here's what it looks like all mixed in with the chicken and everything. I'm going to wait to add the spinach till it's close to being done. And 12 minutes before it's done, we're going to go ahead and add the rice. And there again, I'm only going to do about a half cup of brown rice and a half cup of white rice. If I decide to do the rice, I'm not sure. Because this is supposed to thicken up as it is. And it looks and smells absolutely amazing. So I'm going to get the lid for it once I hop off of here. And we're going to let this just sit and cook on medium low for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And it's going to be perfectly cooked and perfectly tender.